The film Lick 2024, adapted from Kylie Scott's novel, opens with a lively party scene in Las Vegas. A group of people, including Evelyn Thomas and her friends, are toasting with alcoholic drinks while laughing and enjoying the night. Set against energetic music and flashing neon lights, they order 2 more glasses, and the atmosphere grows rowdier as they overindulge in tequila. Suddenly, the scene shifts to the next morning in a luxurious hotel room where Evelyn wakes up with a severe hangover headache. She looks around the unfamiliar room with sunlight filtering through the curtains, and a handsome man approaches her, offering aspirin and water while gently asking if she's okay. Evelyn hesitantly accepts the medicine. The man, who later introduces himself as David, asks if she needs room service food, like toast or something light. Evelyn declines, but as she moves her hand, she notices a large, flashy diamond ring on her ring finger. David explains that it's their wedding ring, and Evelyn is shocked because she remembers nothing from the previous night, including how they met or got married. She asks how many carats the ring is, while examining it with wide eyes. David confirms they indeed got married while drunk at a Vegas chapel. Evelyn panics, even rushing to the bathroom and vomiting from the shock. While David comforts her from outside the door and promises his lawyer will handle the annulment as soon as possible, David leaves the room with a regretful expression, leaving Evelyn alone with the ring, saying it's just a big mistake that can be fixed. Next, the scene shifts to Portland, where Evelyn arrives at the airport and is immediately swarmed by paparazzi, shouting questions about matching name tattoos on their bodies, whether she'll move to LA, and if this is the end of Stage Dive, the news of Evelyn's marriage to David Ferris, the lead guitarist of the famous rock band Stage Dive, has spread widely on social media and TV, with news clips showing their Vegas photos and wild speculation from fans. Evelyn tries to avoid them by covering her face with her bag and heads home to her parents' house. But paparazzi are already camped out there, forcing her father to angrily chase them away. Inside the house, Lauren, Evelyn's best friend, calls and asks if it's true that Evelyn got married during their trip, with a tone mixed between shock and excitement. Evelyn admits it might be true, recounting how she woke up with the ring and David leaving abruptly. And Lauren is stunned but also envious, since David is their idol, even joking that Evelyn shouldn't break up their favorite band. Evelyn decides to hide out at her parents' house, but a call from her internship comes in. Her architecture internship is canceled due to the current situation. It's delivered in a cold tone from her boss. Suddenly, Sam, David's bodyguard, arrives and offers to take Evelyn to a safe place, showing a phone from David suggesting she'll hide out temporarily until things calm down and inviting her to sign annulment papers. Evelyn hesitates but agrees, and Sam escorts her through the hostile paparazzi crowd, shouting insults like bitch and questions about David's whereabouts the next day in Los Angeles. Evelyn arrives at David's sprawling mansion with a pool and city views. It meets Mal Erickson, the funny and flirty drummer, who escorts her to the all-white guest room while joking and calling her child bride with a wide grin. Mal teases that David treats him like a servant while David seems busy and only gives a brief greeting. Evelyn meets David's team of lawyers and managers in the living room, who offer an annulment agreement with millions in compensation and a lifetime non-disclosure clause, including a ban on talking to the media forever. Evelyn gets angry, feeling like she's being bought off, throws the ring at the lawyer while saying David can shove it wherever he likes, and storms out. Mal comforts her in another room, and they watch TV filled with news about the marriage, with Mal explaining it's just temporary hype, and Evelyn is the story of the week. Due to her young age and David's rockstar status, David arrives and they argue about the marriage. But they reconcile when David explains that Evelyn vomited when told about the marriage in the hotel bathroom. And Mal jokes about wanting to take Evelyn if David doesn't, lightening the mood. That night, at a lavish party in David's house with loud music and celebrity guests, Jimmy approaches Evelyn by the pool and flirts provocatively, asking why she's special and placed in the white room while holding her hand. David arrives and warns Jimmy to back off, sparking a heated fight where Jimmy calls Evelyn nobody and compares her to their addict mother, challenging David to hit him. Martha tries to calm things by saying Jimmy doesn't mean it, But Evelyn gets angry and leaves with Mal to the car. In the car, Mal comforts Evelyn while driving, explaining it's part of David's trauma, and that Evelyn is a girl who doesn't fuss, but David is upset for the same reason. They talk about the band's issues, like Jimmy partying hard since 1999 and David losing his songwriting inspiration for 2 years. The next morning, Martha comes to Evelyn's room to remind her of the lawyer meeting. But Evelyn is already angry and refuses to sign the documents again. A photo of Evelyn's tattoo leaks to the media, showing her butt with David written on it, leaving her embarrassed and crying in the bathroom. David comforts the sobbing Evelyn, hugging her while saying it's okay, and they decide to escape to Monterey to avoid the chaos. With David borrowing Mal's Jeep. On the drive, Evelyn recounts the romantic details of their wedding night despite being drunk, including how they met when Evelyn slapped someone harassing a waitress at a club. Then David invited her to another bar for drinks. They locked eyes and felt right together. They stop at a Monterey market for food and arrive at David's beach house, which is empty without full furniture, just one bed in the master room. They drink beer on the terrace while talking about their pasts, with David singing an old song for Evelyn, slightly jogging her memory of that night in Monterey. David's friends Tyler and Pam arrive with chicken enchiladas and rice, assuming they're newlyweds and joking about their privacy. They eat together at a makeshift table, with Pam complimenting Evelyn's beauty and Tyler sharing stories of David's early days as a session musician. After they leave, Evelyn and David grow closer in the single bed. David starts with a gentle kiss to jog her memory, which escalates into an intimate embrace. Their first lovemaking scene is portrayed romantically. David softly kisses Evelyn's neck, his hands exploring her body, while Evelyn responds with passion. They undress each other under the moonlight streaming through the window, with slow and tender movements, David ensuring Evelyn is comfortable given her limited experience. And they reach climax together in a warm embrace, followed by pillow talk about their future as a couple. The next day, Mal and the others arrive to record David's new songs in the living room, with Mal joking about their honeymoon. Evelyn and David grow even closer, but tension arises when Evelyn goes out to dinner with Pam without telling, making David angry, and they argue in the car about trust. With David accusing Evelyn of possibly being with someone else, they reconcile at home, but Evelyn learns from Lauren over the phone that David was cheated on by Martha with Jimmy, and the Monterey house was bought for Martha, making Evelyn doubtful. Next, back in LA for a recording meeting at the studio, Evelyn meets Ben and watches the band's energetic performance. At the party that night, Evelyn sees David being kissed by Martha in a corner, with Martha hugging him tightly, sparking a major fight where Evelyn accuses David of still loving Martha due to the earrings and house. Evelyn is shocked and leaves for Portland with Adrian's help, feeling betrayed, while David is busy with Jimmy's drug rehab. In Portland, Evelyn feels ignored for a month, returning to work as a barista at a cafe, but harassed by fans asking about the band, making her angry and kicking them out. A month later, at a nightclub in Portland, Evelyn is dancing with Lauren and friends when David suddenly appears. They argue outside the club, with Evelyn accusing David of lying, but the tension turns to passion. They go to David's hotel and make love intensely. This scene is more passionate. Evelyn pushes David against the wall, kissing him angrily while stripping their clothes. David lifts Evelyn onto the bed, exploring her body with hands and mouth. Evelyn responds by scratching his back, their movements rough but full of love, reaching multiple climaxes amid David's apologies, followed by a warm embrace where David promises not to forget that night. The next day, David escorts Evelyn home with veggie pizza, and Nate, Evelyn's brother, punches David out of anger over his sister's heartbreak. David explains his past with an addict mother who abandoned him and Martha cheating with Jimmy, saying he fired Martha. That night, Martha visits Evelyn's apartment to apologize as part of Jimmy's rehab, admitting her past mistakes and that David has fully moved on to Evelyn, including selling the Monterey house and buying a new one in Portland. The next day, Evelyn goes to the Bent Basement recording studio, meets a improved Jimmy who hugs her as a sister-in-law. Along with Ben and Mal, Evelyn reconciles with David in a private room, where David gives her new earrings as a gift, symbolizing their new commitment. They make love again in the studio, this scene more tender. David kisses Evelyn lovingly, his hands gently tracing her body. They switch positions with a slow rhythm. Evelyn expresses her love amid moans, and they climax together in an embrace, followed by promises forever. The story ends with a stage dive concert on a big stage, where David sings a new love song about Evelyn. Night and day, with romantic lyrics about his search for light in his life, amid cheering fans. Evelyn stands side stage smiling, confirming their lifelong commitment as a complementary couple.